So now we're back on track. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to go inside today, but it's a pretty good view up here. So we're going to head over to the Revolutionary Square next and go to the museum. This should be pretty interesting. So here in Cuba, almost every block has a payphone. Now I'm outside the Museum of the Cuban Revolution. I think we're gonna try and go inside and learn a little bit about the Cuban Revolution. There was a guy named Batista who was the leader, and he was backed by the US. And previous to that, Cuba had always been a colony. So there was a guy named Fidel Castro, and he was a Cuban, him and his brother, and they started an uprising. That didn't work, so they moved to Mexico. And there they met a guy from Argentina named Che Guevara. I'm not saying that right, but you know who I'm talking about. And he was a doctor. He'd studied in the US, but he was a revolutionary guy, and he'd already started some revolutions in some other countries. And he teamed up with Fidel Castro and Raul Castro, his brother, and they put together a team that took a boat over to Cuba and started a new revolution. And that is the revolution that overthrew the current government. Now, what I gathered, or from at least the Cuban perspective, what they said, was they were tired of being run by other countries, basically, and they wanted to run their own country, and they were tired of the rich people, the few rich people running the entire country, and everybody else just being poor and uneducated. So what they did was, so after the revolution was done, after Castro took power, he took all the land from the foreign governments and businesses and gave it to all the poor people. Then, so that's why, so between that and the Cuban Missile Crisis, right in there was why the embargo happened. So, according to the museum, the reason that the Cubans allowed the Russians to bring missiles to Cuba was to keep the United States from invading them, which, yeah, makes sense, I don't know. So behind me is called the Melicoleon, or something pretty close to that. And no one really told me exactly what it was, but I think it's basically just a seawall and a big fort. Looks pretty cool though. Check it out. So I'm 99% sure that guy was trying to hustle me back there. After the revolution, that's where Ernest Hemingway went to drink. So that's actually, it was a pretty cool little deal, just too bad there's...
Sí, pero más dinero, más dinero.